Maybe I should have left them in. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's cool. I totally know what to do. It's fine. Yeah, it's cool. It's not like I'm in love with you. No, I'm not feeling unwell. No, it's not scary as hell that I want you more than anyone else. Want your body all to myself. It's not like I'm losing my head. Thinking about you in my bed. Keep doing the thing you do.
welcome to the next segment. And I think I'm gonna make this part of the vlog. I'm not gonna make it a separate video. So this weekend, there was a pretty good sale that happens every once in a while at my local thrift store. And I probably should have done this beforehand. I separated them, but, and then this group. So I got a lot of books, as you can see. Oops. And I've separated them into 3 categories. Books that I bought to read, books that I bought to cut up, and books that are kind of in the middle, right? And so, hey baby, how are you? I don't know if you can see my philodendron, but she's not doing that great. She's over there, but I think she's not visible. So 3 sets of books. I think in total, actually, I'll count it with you right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 books in total. And then a set of old cooking magazines, books, pamphlets. And then I had received, it's not part of the actual haul that I got from thrift stores, but I did buy a used book on Amazon, The Best American Essays, 1988. This one was edited by Annie Dillard, and I got it after reading a essay on Substack regarding writing, like in publishing, and the writer, can't remember the author's name right now, recommended this specific book, especially for someone who is into personal essay writing, which I am. So there are a few books in here that are related to writing as well, some that are more poetry related, but some that are writing related. Whenever I see a book on writing, I get it. I have a few in my collection, even though, I mean, at this point, I should not be buying more books because I'm in the middle of starting the renovation for the garage downstairs, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these books. As it is, I don't have the space for them. So whatever, it was a good deal. Books were like $150, less than $1. It was like a 50% discount on top of a 50% discount, and so I had to. So let's start with the books that I bought to cut up. And so there's this one. This is a perennials book for flowers. And I bought this one because I actually have this one and an annuals book, the same version. And I was thinking the other day that I wanted to cut it up, but I didn't want to because of the information in it. So I found this one and I was like, perfect, because now I can cut this one up without having to worry. I also got this book about birds, Architectural Digest. And maybe it might be better to show you these specifically on overhead. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to switch over to the overhead and we can do this on my desk, and that might be better so that you could actually see the books in better quality. So let's do that. Yeah, so this is the one I was talking about, the perennials book. These are all the books that I bought to cut up, right? So I have this perennials book, I have this book about birds, which if you know anything about me, you know that I love birds. And so I have like a weird, look at some of these illustrations, like they're just so nice. Oh, jump scare. Okay. Anyways, moving on. So some good illustrations in here. Excited to use some of them. So that's the one on birds. And then there's this Architectural Digest magazine as well, with some pretty good images. I was on the hunt for some National Geographics, but they didn't have any. I did order a pack of them from eBay though, so those should be arriving soon. And then there's this book about the Earth, which has, again, some pretty cool imagery, skyscrapers, etc. And then if not even for the imagery, some of the words, you can use them for like found poetry and stuff. So that's one of my interests as well. And a lot of garden books. So I love books on flowers, and the garden books are partially because I'm interested in reading them and partially because I want to cut them up. So technically they should go in a separate pile, but we're gonna keep them in here because I did buy them for the purpose of cutting them up and using them for collage and art stuff. Then this butterfly book has a bunch of pictures on butterflies, which is really nice. Oh, the echinacea. Love it. So good. So good. Really excited to use that. This one, I'm like half in the mind to not cut it and just have it as a, like an art book because it's beautiful. Such beautiful art. So I don't even know if I want to cut this one up. It's gorgeous. Wow. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So I don't even know if I want to cut this one up, to be honest. But it's... I bought it with that purpose. And then again, just some more flower books. Love me some good flower books. So those are the ones that I bought with the sole purpose of cutting up. Let me go ahead and show you now the ones that are kind of like half and half. So for these, this is a Japanese travel book, and it's an older book, which is why I don't have it with like the intent, like the purpose of using it necessarily. So this revision is from 2011. So there might be things in here that are worth keeping and checking out, and I might not end up cutting this until after my trip to Japan, but we shall see. I bought it for both reasons, as a guide or just like an additional guide, and then also to cut up potentially. And then this one I also technically bought to cut up because I really like these kind of green imagery, this green imagery, but I also kind of want to read a little bit of it before I end up cutting it. And then there's this Peanuts book that I bought because two things. I thought about Maddie and her love for peanuts, and then also because my mom also really loves peanuts. And so I don't think I'm gonna end up cutting this one because it feels like sacrilege almost, but it's so pretty. I think these are like very, very old versions of Peanuts. I would have to read it to figure out fully, but towards the end you get like what we really consider, or at least what I know to be Peanuts. Like the Charlie Brown design. Look at Snoopy. So good. Life is full of regrets, Charlie Brown. So good. So then this one is the Peanuts book. This one, I wasn't even sure if I was going to get this one, but it was, again, it was $1 plus 50% off. So it was 50 cents. And it just has a bunch of like found poetry and such. So I figured I could probably read through this and then cut it up once I'm done reading through it. I like in thrift stores getting books that I wouldn't necessarily be able to find online. That's like one of the things that I really enjoy. Again, another one of those books. This is a garden book that I will eventually cut up, but I would like to kind of read through it first just to see if there's anything in here that might be a good, since we do have space for gardening and all that stuff. I just want to see if I can get any use of this before cutting it up, but it's just beautiful imagery as well. And then, oh my god, this one. The Needle book. It's gorgeous. I'm obsessed with this cover. It's huge. It has a bunch of beautiful illustrations of different needlework. It smells a little funky. It smells like old book, but it's just so pretty. And I have a collection of fiber arts books that are similar to this. So I don't know if I just want to put it as part of my collection or if I will cut it up. We shall see. But she's a chunker. She's a big book and she's beautiful. Love her. So then now I'll show you the ones that I got to actually read. So these are the ones that I got to read, and right off the bat, I found books 2. Are they all in here on the top? I think so. So I found books 2, 4, 5, and 6 of the Anne of Green Gables series. I'm only missing 3, and if you've seen any of my stories, if you're part of Sweet Treats and Above, you get access to close friends stories. So if you've seen that, you'll know that I've been reading Anne of Green Gables, and so when I saw this, I was like, yes, this is perfect. This is actually smaller than the they're smaller than the version of Anne of Green Gables that I have, but it's the same art style. And then I'm just missing book 3, so gotta be on the hunt for that and get it whenever I find it. Another one that I got is this book called How to Love, and I think, one second. I don't normally take these off, but it's like right in the title. So this one, look, first of all, a person with their cat, so why not? And second, so mindfulness essentials. Zen master, and I can't pronounce that name, so I'm not going to try to, brings his signature clarity, compassion, and humor to the essential question of how to love. With offerings on being in love, physical intimacy, children and family, crushes, and much more, how to love includes meditations you can do alone or with your partner to expand your own capacity to love. So I just kind of like read some of them and I was really interested. Like, so for example, this first one, notes on love, heart like a river, right? If you pour a handful of salt into a cup of water, the water becomes undrinkable. But if you pour the salt into a river, people can continue to draw the water to cook, wash, and drink. The river is immense and it has the capacity to receive, embrace, and transform. When our hearts are small, our understanding and compassion are limited, and we suffer. We can't accept or tolerate others and their shortcomings, but we demand that they change. But when our hearts expand, these same things don't make us suffer anymore. We have a lot of understanding and compassion and can embrace others. We accept others as they are, and then they have a chance to transform. So the big question is, how do we help our hearts grow? And yeah, it just looks pretty interesting, like a fun little time, a quick read, and just trying to find different things that I can put into my mind that will help it expand, I guess. And so then there's, I think quite a few of these are all, so this next pile, this next pile is related to writing. So this first one is about poetry, a modern guide. Yes. A modern guide to its understanding and, poetry, a modern guide to its understanding and enjoyment. And I've read, it's kind of like falling apart at the seams a little bit. I've read the foreword and there's some good little quotes in here. So I'm really excited to kind of read through this and highlight it and commonplace about it very much. Then there's this one, which is Write Down the Bare Bones, another book related to writing, freeing the writer within. Hundreds of books are around that tell how to avoid bad writing. Here's one that tells how to create good writing. What a pleasant surprise. So this one I think is about like an education. So like removing rules rather than adding to them. So interested in reading this after one of the most recent writing books that I read was Bird by Bird, and that one wasn't as fun to me. I think that it had really good points and there were certain quotes that kind of blew my mind open, but I didn't really vibe with the style, the writing style, the humor of the author, and so I'm curious to see how I'm going to feel after reading this one. And then this one I got mostly because it was tabbed up and it has notes in it and highlights, and something about that just drew me in. It's called Discourse and it's about critiquing. And so I'm very excited to read it. Yeah. I don't know. The fact that it was tabbed up and it has a bunch of, I don't know. I couldn't resist it. It's a small read. I'm sure that it's dense. Don't get me wrong, because I read a few of it and it does seem dense. So Discourse draws upon a variety of literary and non-literary texts to illustrate the myriad uses of the term throughout history. In this clear and helpful analysis, Sarah Mills discusses the way that feminist discourse analysis, critical discourse analysis, and post-colonial discourse theorists have appropriated the term developed by somebody who I can't pronounce their last name for use in other contexts. La 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 la. Anyways, it is a discourse on discourse, I guess. I was very attracted to the tabs. I want to see what the tabs are about and kind of see if there's anything in here that I might be able to take and use into my own kind of like ecosystem. This one is a Penguins classic, 19th century American poetry, just a bunch of poetry. It's a collection of poetry. How many times can you say poetry together? And I specifically got it because there's Edgar Allan Poe poems in here. I didn't really, Henry David Thoreau. Honestly, I saw Edgar Allan Poe and I didn't really look. Oh, Emily Dickinson. Okay, cool. So there's more than just Edgar Allan Poe in here that I like. And yeah, just figured I'd get that again. $2, but it was actually 50% off. So good deal. This book I had started reading a while ago, Twyla Tharp, The Creative Habit, Learn It and Use It for Life. I'm in the middle. I'm trying to start, not in August really. I'm thinking I'm gonna do it in August, but I'm playing with the idea of developing a course. And so This, I feel, will have some insights that I can use for my own course. And so I saw it, I got it, 50% off, on top of 50% off. So very cheap. So if it was 50% off, that's $3, $150. This book cost me $150. So very excited. I had started reading this a while back, but didn't finish it. So I don't know, how many times can I say I'm excited to read it before you get tired of me? This one, ooh, guess I can't do that. Strong-Minded Women and Other Lost Voices from the 19th Century. I was going through this and I saw Charlotte Bronte's name in here, and that's why I got it, if I'm being totally honest. Strong-Minded Women is a stunning collective portrait of women in 19th century England, of the stereotypes that bound them, the limits that they struggled against, the issues that absorbed them, in voices so vivid, one might almost be reading modern oral history. Yeah. That's it. That's and so I kind of liked it because it goes through like little, I guess, subtitles from what I can see, that so like domestic servants, and then it'll go through domestic servants within history, I guess. Interested in reading it. Unwomanly Women. Oh my gosh, so excited. This is a chunker. Again, I don't know how quickly I will read this, but I'm glad I have it in my... Okay, so part 1 is the womanly woman, and the last part is unwomanly woman. Interesting. Okay. And I'm excited to have it in my collection, essentially. The Institution of Marriage. Sisters versus Brothers. Duties to Brothers. The Household Prisoner. Florence Nightingale. Interesting. So yeah, I'm very curious about this. And then this one is the last one of the haul, and it is Zen and the Art of Making a Living, the Practical Guide to Creative Career Design. And again, this is one of those books that I just want to read through and see if I can get, what I can get from it in terms of my ecosystem and the things that I do. When one happens on a book of this kind, he is well advised to throw it away. The Art of Life's Work. Vision questing, clarifying values. Yeah, I'm just really interested in this, especially since I am trying to, again, develop certain courses surrounding creative living and living a creative life, and how that intersects with business. That's something that I've been really interested in recently. And so I saw this and I was like, yep, I need it. I want to read it. Just one of those things where it's nice to have it in your collection. So that's the haul. That's the haul. Now I'm going to sit down and do a planning session for the week. And that'll be, I don't know if that'll be in the same video or if that will be a separate video, but you will find out before I do. Or I guess after I do. But after the... Anyways. Next clip. Watch me go backwards. Hey! Yeah.
That's cool.